Hello and welcome to a live news broadcast from the Vietnamese capital of Hanoi. I'm Michael Liu and here's the top news coming your way. National Assembly Standing Committee's 44th meeting kicks off, discussing law on access to information. And railway sector to enhance services, improve competitive advantage. Finally, heavy salinisation affects production in the Mekong Delta region. Now, first off, the National Assembly Standing Committee's 44th meeting opened on January 14th in Hanoi. As part of the working session, deputies discussed the draft law on access to information. The National Assembly Standing Committee proposed it was necessary to make clear which information of the state should be made available or withheld from the public. Publicised information will include information on government's procurements, land use and urban planning. The committee also required related agencies to review essential information and its impacts on the lives of people, as well as ensure information availability, transparency and feasibility. Procedures and time for providing information to the public should also be simplified to allow easier access to information. Moving on to some other news now, a scientific conference to forecast Vietnam's economy in 2016 based on the global economy took place in Hanoi yesterday. The conference was held by the Central Economic Committee in coordination with the National Economics University. According to experts, mobilization costs using foreign currencies will rise because the US dollar is expected to rise by 5% and the Federal Reserve is considering another interest rate hike. Due to the instability of the Chinese economy, foreign investments capital will tend to flow from this country to Vietnam. Growth is expected in countries involved in FTAs, with exports volumes likely to increase by at least 15%. However, commodities prices will fall due to the decrease in oil prices, which will affect the state budget collection. Some commercial banks have increased interest rates on dong deposits to meet rising capital demands towards the end of the lunar year. The increase in interest rates ranges between 0.1% and 0.2% per year. Commercial banks hope that the hike will attract more deposits to balance their capital source and meet lending demands in the year end. The State Bank of Vietnam in 2016 is also targeting a credit growth rate of 20%. However, the SBV will act to keep interest rates stable as in 2015 and strive to lower interest rates of medium and long-term deposits by an additional 0.3 to 0.5 percentage points. Many credit institutions are optimistic about 2016 thanks to a growing economy and the ability of businesses to take out loans. This was stated in a survey of credit institutions released by the State Bank of Vietnam this week. Now, based on achievements last year, 93% of surveyed institutions said business performance this year would be better than 2015, while 32% expected a much better result. The demands for banking services, especially for borrowing, is expected to increase further this year after last year's growth. According to the institutions, the best improvements in 2015 were the demands for banking services and the business and financial conditions of customers. 3 specialised inspection sites were opened in Cat Lai Port and Tân Sơn Nhất Airport in Ho Chi Minh City on January 14th. These 2 locations account for 30% of total imported and exported products in Vietnam. With 3 specialised inspection sites, customs clearance times are expected to be reduced thanks to decreasing inspection times.
Like other enterprises, Chen Viet Hui's company previously had to complete complicated inspection procedures. However, enterprises now don't need to worry because their products won't be checked at one site.
With this new policy, our company can register and receive inspection results at the same place.
With the three sites, the Quality Assurance and Testing Center 3, Zone 2 Plant Quarantine Subdepartment, and Customs agencies can immediately answer enterprises' questions. Time for sampling and sorting can also be reduced.
The government is working on solutions and policies to create more favorable conditions for inspection agencies like our center. Inspection sites like these will be opened at our border gates in Ho Chi Minh City and throughout Vietnam. Besides, modern technologies from other countries will be applied.
By reducing specialized inspection times with cooperation among related agencies, clearance time is set to decrease to under 10 days for exports and under 12 days for imports.
Now, over 1 billion tonnes of freight was transported by all different means in 2015. However, only 0.56% of the amount was transported by train. The railway sector is facing competition from other forms of transport, such as airlines. Improving the competitiveness of railways is then an important task for 2016.
For weak bridges, trains once ran at slower speeds to reduce damage and risk. Now, however, 44 weak bridges have been rebuilt and renovated so that trains can reach speeds of up to 120 km per hour. This investment project cost $500 million. Construction finished 8 months earlier than expected.
Investment in the railway system is important to solve the big gap between weight loads the current railway system can handle and market demand.
Transport by railroad is cheap. However, the sector hasn't utilized this competitive advantage. In 2015, through various campaigns, the railway sector increased the number of enterprises using trains for freight transportation to 13%.
The challenge is the limited collaboration and connections between railroads and other types of transport. So far, we haven't invested in building bottlenecks to facilitate connections, which leads to the ineffectiveness of the railroad system. We are calling for investment and project funding for building bottlenecks on the railroad system of CANET, Hải Vân to raise train speeds.
In 2015, the railway sector also completed the equitization of Yên Viên, Đồng Đăng, Sóng Thần and Xuân Giao A station. Improving facilities and building new train routes are solutions in 2016 to help raise the competitiveness of the Vietnamese railway system.
Now, in 2016, Vietnam will boost key export products such as textiles, footwear, furniture and agricultural products in accordance with a directive recently issued by Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng. Prime Minister Dũng also required the Ministry of Industry and Trade to make full use of free trade agreements signed by Vietnam, develop the domestic market, expand trade circulation and protect consumers from counterfeit products. Thừa Thiên Huế provincial authorities have decided to withdraw the Thủy Tiên Eco Park project in Thủy Bằng Commune, Hưng Thủy Town, Thừa Thiên Huế Province. After more than 8 years of subpar operation, the park was abandoned and has severely degraded. Thủy Tiên is a natural lake surrounded by pine forest and beautiful scenery. Thủy Tiên Eco Park attracted investments of more than $3.2 million and opened in 2004. However, currently the park is in a state of ruin. The park was bought by Haco Company from Huế Tourism JSC for nearly $2 million. After the purchase, Haco could not maintain operation due to a lack of capital. Thừa Thiên Huế Provincial People's Committee has decided to withdraw this project and are calling for qualified investors to invest in a new project. Since the ASEAN Economic Community was established, those with ASEAN auditing certificates can freely work among the 10 states in the bloc. They can also work at foreign auditing companies in Vietnam. Students in the field are gearing up for these new opportunities.
This career orientation workshop at the Banking Academy of Vietnam was held right after the establishment of the AEC. The event received a host of questions from banking and finance students about how to best prepare for upcoming opportunities.
We have to improve our English, then we need to hone our professional knowledge and skills. In the future, I am going to study business administration.
According to CPA Australia, a provider of training and international accounting certificates, Vietnamese students score highly compared with those in the region, with 75% of Vietnamese examinees meeting base scores.
The number of registrations for courses and exams has been on the rise. We believe growth can reach 25 to 30% this year.
Several universities have redesigned their courses for auditing and accounting students so that they can catch up with international standards.
We're working on a set of criteria for our graduates. They must possess solid professional knowledge and strong work ethics and skill sets. We're paying more attention to foreign language skills.
Vietnamese employees will soon have to face fiercer competition from their counterparts in the region. Strong preparation right from college, particularly in the banking and finance fields, is deemed crucial to enhancing the competitiveness of Vietnamese workforce.
Now more in the employment sector. According to a survey by Navigo Search, a recruitment company, the demands for middle and senior level of employees in the pharmaceutical and telecommunication industries will increase in 2016. It is worth noting that the pharmaceutical industry is predicted to have high growth rates, specifically in the field of complementary food. Marketing and sales will see higher demand. For the telecommunications industry, recruitment will increase sharply due to new demand generated when the 4G technology is deployed early this year. The financial sector and retail sector may also see stronger recruitment needs this year. Last year, the banking and financial sector, real estate, healthcare, retail are the sectors with the highest salary. Salinization affects production in the Mekong Delta. Then 5th Spring on Islands Festival takes place as Coast Guards enjoy New Year festivities. Stay tuned for more to come right after the break.
Exotic Vietnam is an intriguing blend of many charms. This land is where all manner of stunning landscapes await like a visual feast, rivaled only by the beauty of its people and their abundantly rich tradition and culture. Here is where you can relive the past in richest color or live it up in the bright lights of the big city. With so much more to offer, Vietnam is simply unforgettable.
Welcome back to VTV News. Now, never before has the Mekong Delta seen such intense salinization and droughts. Early forecasts could not prevent the effect of weather conditions on agricultural productions in the region. Let's find out more in the following report.
Canals in the city have already dried out, despite the peak dry season having yet to arrive. For the last 2 weeks, Nga has had to watch for midnight tides to move this 40-ton boat to transport construction materials.
I've had to wait for high tide. It normally comes at 1 or 2 a.m.
This canal is a branch of the Ho River, a major river with the largest water capacity in the Mekong Delta. But now its water level is very low. According to data from the Mekong River Hydrology Center, the Ho River's current water level is 0.41 meter lower than the same period last year and 0.29 meters lower than the last 5-year average. Experts believe low water levels in 2015 are due to the lack of floods in the Mekong River.
There is little water and prolonged hot weather due to El Nino. This would cause water level in rivers to keep dropping. Salinization could penetrate into Mekong regional centers, such as Hậu Giang province. This year, drought and salinization will have severe impacts. Drought will affect 30,000 hectares of land, and salinization will affect 50% of the province.
According to the Southern Institute of Water Resources Research, in January, the salinity of some rivers in the Mekong Delta will reach between 9 and 27 grams per liter. Already, thousands of hectares of rice, vegetables, and seafood have been affected by the phenomenon.
Now, the first shipment of medical equipment funded by the French government to Cần Thơ General Hospital arrived yesterday in Cần Thơ City. The shipment includes tools for high-level diagnosis and treatment. The project, initiated by the French government, has a total investment of 22 million euros, of which 19.5 million euros is being provided by the French government in Official Development Assistance, otherwise called ODA. Other equipment under the project will be handed over to Cần Thơ General Hospital by April 2016, helping the hospital provide its diagnosis efficiency to become a leading medical centre in the Mekong Delta region. Now, the ceremony for the 2015 ASHRAE Awards took place in Hanoi on Thursday. This annual award honours works featuring Vietnamese architecture integrated with world architecture. Hoàng Thúc Hào received the Architect of the Year award through his persistent effort in creating communal houses across the country. He also won the Civics and Community Architecture category at the 2015 World Architecture Festival for his design of Cam Thanh Community House in Hoi An City. This is the fourth year the ASHRAE Awards has been organised. The award has become a popular platform to honour the creative works of Vietnamese architects. A ceremony to hand over national flags to fishermen in the central province of Phú Yên took place yesterday. The event was co-organised by the Phú Yên Confederation of Labour and Border Guard Command. 1,000 Vietnamese flags and signs were given out. These flags were expected to encourage fishermen to contribute to protecting Vietnam's sovereignty over its seas and islands. The flag is considered an indispensable item for their offshore fishing. Now, the 5th Spring on Islands Festival took place on Wednesday in the southern beach city of Vũng Tàu. Activities related to spring and the Tet holiday season were organised to strengthen connections between the Vietnam Coast Guard and locals on the mainland. More than 300 maritime soldiers and coast guards, 20 students who are the children of soldiers, and hundreds of residents joined this event.
These songs are about patriotism, the revolutionary spirit, and the Vietnam Coast Guard. A wide range of activities took place at the festival, including wrapping cakes, painting, writing calligraphy and wishes, and giving gifts to 12 families and 20 children of soldiers with difficult circumstances.
In just a few minutes, we'll have to leave. So I wish you all a happy holiday with family and friends and send you my best wishes. I will do my best to protect national sovereignty, I promise.
This is the first time the Spring on Islands Festival has been held in the beach city of Vũng Tàu, a logistics base for the military folks in the south. The festival is meant to connect the mainland and the East Sea Islands, as well as to deepen the love of maritime soldiers for their homeland.
Despite living far away on the island, we have always received special attention from residents on the mainland. It makes us feel warm. We will try our best to protect national sovereignty and not disappoint them.
As many as 70 well-known singers and artists also participated. The joyous atmosphere will continue to spread to other sea islands throughout the country.
Now, it is quite common to see artists make pictures from sand, clay or wool. However, the idea of using foods like bacon, instant noodles or cookies instead is new to the Vietnamese art scene. An artist from the central province of Khánh Hòa has come up with this idea, bringing food from the kitchen to the studio. Her creative works have enchanted a great number of art lovers. Let's meet her in the following report.
arranging ingredients like cookies, flour, ham, cabbage, and cucumbers. Huang Yin cleverly creates her pictures. Through a series of works such as hide and seek, flying a kite, and waiting for mother, viewers can recall their childhood memories.
I realized while cooking all these ingredients were so colorful, and the idea of using food to make art entered my mind. Then I started to try it out.
Although Huang Yin did not train at any art school, she is able to create unique and vivid pictures. More than 100 works made from food have been posted on social networking sites, drawing the attention of thousands of followers.
While surfing some social networks online, I found a link to this page. I became interested because the pictures were so unique. I followed it to learn how to create my own works of art for family and friends.
According to Ian, creating pictures from food is not difficult. The key is passion and carefulness. Ian hopes that this kind of art will become popular among art lovers in the future.
Unlike any normal cafe, a self-service cafe has opened in Ho Chi Minh City. The shop offers a unique experience and friendly atmosphere for customers. It is a good example for promoting self-service and responsibility to customers. More to follow.
Not many people know that this is a cafe. Phương Lan is a customer who pays the shop regular visits. She likes the cafe because it has unique design and a peaceful, friendly atmosphere.
I make the drinks myself. I really like it because they're made my way.
There is no staff in this cafe. Customers choose what they want to make their drinks. It's a chance for them to be creative with their coffee.
When people make their own drinks, they appreciate them more. The process of making a drink can create great excitement. I think people will remember the experience.
Customers can also clean up the table they sit and wash their cups. This type of shop promotes a responsibility in a busy city like Ho Chi Minh City.
So how will the weather fare and what is your plan for the weekend? Let's find out in our latest weather forecast of selected cities around the world. Now that has wrapped up this edition of VTV News. Now do log on to vtv4.vn or youtube.com/VTV4Go for more of our content. Goodbye for now and stay classy.